Get ready for long-term gains. That's the message from Bank of America. In a recent note, the bank lays out just why it believes that the S&P 500 will hit 5,000 by next year. That would represent a gain of about 9.5% from current levels. The bank's chief equity technician, Stephen Supmeyer, sees the market in a secular bull phase, that is, a long-term upward trend lasting 1 or 2 decades. In his view, the secular trend started back in 2013 and is likely to hold until the latter years of this current decade. Backing his claim, Supmeyer explains how the multi-year chart of our current secular bull market closely matches charts of similar trends in the 1950s and 1980s. But it's not just an overall secular trend that Supmeyer believes is supporting the markets. He also explains how the current presidential election cycle is working to give stocks a boost. The S&P 500 can continue its winning ways in the second half after achieving a solid first half. When the S&P 500 has an above-average first-half return during presidential cycle year 3, the second half of the year tends to be stronger than the typical second half, with an average second-half return of 3.9%. Supmeyer said, and went on to add that fourth years of the presidential term have also, in general, seen sound results. All of this indicates that BofA sees stocks on the cusp of a further rally. The bank's stock analysts are running with that theme and are pointing investors toward 2 names they believe are set to push higher from here. And by higher, we mean primed to more than double in value over the next year. Let's take a closer look. Number 1. Reneo Pharmaceuticals, RPM. First up is Reneo Pharmaceuticals, a clinical-stage pharmaceutical company working on new treatments for rare genetic diseases. Reneo is focused on metabolic diseases, rare genetically based disorders stemming from mitochondria, the energy production units of living cells. The company has 2 main research tracks, one on primary mitochondrial myopathies, PMM, and the other on long-chain fatty acid oxidation disorders, LCFOD. These mitochondrial diseases are rare, difficult to treat at best, and currently have few or no effective treatment options. This makes them an open field for researchers like Reneo. The company has developed a new drug candidate, mevodelpar, which has potential to treat both PMN and LCFOD conditions, and the firm has initiated clinical trials on both tracks. The leading track is the pivotal STUDIO-ID study of mevodelpar in the treatment of adults with PMN. The company completed enrollment of the study during 1Q23, with 213 patients, surpassing the target enrollment of 200 patients. The company also has 100 patients enrolled in the STUDIO-ID AHEAD open-label extension study, with more than 50 patients reaching the 6-month milestone in the clinical study. Top-line results from this study are expected in 4Q23. Also of note, Reneo received fast-track designation from the FDA for mevodelpar in the genotype of long-chain fatty acid oxidation disorder, LCFOD. This is an important regulatory milestone in the development of new drugs for these rare diseases. The promising prospects of mevodelpar caught the attention of Bank of America analyst Jason Zemansky, who finds the drug candidate's impact on Reneo's risk or reward profile to be highly favorable. In our view, lead asset mevodelpar's upside has been overlooked by the street ahead of its pivotal phase 2 readout, potentially leading to a first approval by year 2040, early 2025 in primary mitochondrial myopathy, PMM, with several additional indications poised to follow. Supported by positive commercial dynamics common in the rare or orphan disease space, good pricing support, high unmet need, limited competition, we forecast an impressive launch trajectory with blockbuster potential, with a road to profitability as early as 2026. Together with longer-term pipeline optionality, we see very attractive risk or reward for shares at current levels, Zemansky opined. To this end, Zemansky rates Reneo shares a buy, and his $23 price target implies a robust 268% potential upside for the next 12 months. To watch Zemansky's track record, click here. There are 4 recent analyst reviews on file for Reneo, and they are unanimously positive, giving the stock its strong buy consensus rating. The shares are priced at $6.23, with an average target price of $22.75, to suggest till 265% gain for the year ahead. Number 2. Bluebird Bio. The second BofA pick we're looking at is Bluebird Bio, a clinical-stage biopharma taking its first steps toward commercialization. The company is working on new gene therapy treatments for rare genetic diseases that have chronic and highly negative impacts on the quality of life and have few or no effective treatments available. For gene therapy research firms, with their lead times measured in years and their high overheads, getting a drug to market is something of a holy grail. Bluebird has achieved that and, in addition, has an active research pipeline. Bluebird currently has 3 main tracks, featuring 2 recently approved drugs and 1 still undergoing clinical trials. The approved drugs are Skysona, a gene therapy treatment for early, active cerebral adrenoleukodystrophy, CALD, and Zynteglo, another gene therapy designed to treat the genetically based blood disorder beta thalassemia. The third program is a drug candidate still in the clinic, levodopa-glogin autotemsal, also called Lovocell, which is a new approach to gene therapy for the treatment of sickle cell disease. On the commercialization side, Zynteglo and Skysona received their FDA approvals for use in August and September of last year. In Q1 of this year, Skysona had already begun to generate revenue of $400,000, and the first commercial infusion of the drug was completed in March. The company has completed cell collection for 3 patients and expects that 5 to 10 patients will start on the drug this year. Bluebird has also made 6 patient starts, that is, cell collections for Zynteglo, and completed the first commercial infusion of that drug, with an expectation of a revenue stream from it in the 2Q23 report. Turning to the clinical program, the Lovocell track, the company submitted its biologics license application for the drug to the FDA in April of this year, and on June 21 announced that the FDA had accepted the BLA for review with a PDUFA date of December 20, 2023. Lovocell is a potentially transformative gene therapy for sickle cell disease, SCD. It is based on a one-time dose for use in patients ages 12 and up, designed to treat the underlying cause of the condition by inserting a functional gene into the affected cells. The high potential of Lovocell forms the core of the BOFA view on this stock, as set forth by analyst Jason Gerberry. He suggests 2 main factors pointing toward success for this stock. 1. Underappreciated sickle cell disease, SCD, gene therapy product. We expect Blue's Lovocell to gain timely approval on the December Food and Drug Administration, FDA, action date, Prescription Drug User Fee Act, PDUFA. While Blue has had some timeline-related setbacks along its path to Lovocell approval, we believe that the drug's data are equal to / more robust than data of its closest competitor, and we forecast peak sales approaching $1 billion. 2. Lovocell approval and launches catalyst, a recent biologics license application, BLA, acceptance mitigates further timeline risk in our view. With Lovo on market for SCD, we forecast Blue reaching 2026 profitability, assuming 1 additional financing event. Based on peer, competitor valuations, we believe that investors understand the SCD revenue opportunity, and thus we view the Lovocell launch as a prove-it event, key to Blue's share price appreciation. Based on Lovocell's potential strength, Gerberry rates Blue shares a buy, and his $10 price target shows his confidence in a 1-year potential gain of 161%. Overall, the 7 recent analyst reviews on Blue split 4-3, favoring buys over holds for a moderate buy consensus rating. The stock has an average price target of $7.86, pointing toward 105% increase over the coming 12 months from the current trading price of $3.83.